85 and 86. So I will tell you from there, this first International Year of Youth was proclaimed under the motto, under the theme, participation, development, peace, and stressing the importance of commemorating the anniversary of this. In 1995, from 1985 to 1995, was a decade of youth, the first decade of youth, and at the end of that decade, the United Nations has adopted what I have in front of me, the program of action, the global program of action for youth at the horizon 2000, year 2000 and beyond. And this program has 10 major items developed in it, and in 2007, 5 additional themes have been added to those 10 issues. So we have now 15 themes on which the international community is working with member states to address the issues of youth, all kinds of issues concerning youth, starting from education, from employment, from health, from participation in decision-making processes, and so on and so on. Ambassador Kamal, I don't know if with this I have answered your question and give more perspective to the efforts of the international community to address the issues concerning youth. Thank you.
I'm afraid, Ambassador Zinsou, you haven't answered my question at all. My question was, what is the concrete action that you are doing? Organizing years of youth and international conferences and decades of youth and documents about youth, this does not take us anywhere. The United Nations system, multilateralism, is 65 years old. At the end of 65 years old, I want to know, what have you done to increase the access of youth to jobs? I want to know what is the trend of job creation for youth. In the United Nations, I told you, the figure is 5% only are below the age of 35. 35. The average age for entry into the UN is 27, which is unforgivable. It is far too high an entry level age. People should be entering the UN at a much younger age. The same is true around the world. And so I don't see what concrete action is that is what I want you to tell us. What are you doing? Not in terms of writing documents and organizing conferences. It goes nowhere. We have a major problem in the world of youth who have no jobs, of youth who have, some of them have education, but no exit, no debouché, nothing to do after that. And that is how they are going into the streets, forming gangs and smoking pot and generally creating disruption in the world. And the fault is not that of youth, the fault is that of you and me. Now, I know that I am at fault, but I am much older than you. So I believe that I have done my duty to spoil the world and give it bad shape. But you are much younger, and therefore you are in a position to do something better with the youth. What are you doing? You haven't told us anything about your concrete action so far.
Oh, this is the second question. Concrete action. I was explaining what I'm doing, what is the facilitator. Now we have concrete action. You are requesting me to provide information about concrete actions. Yes, there are a lot of things which have been done. I was, for instance, having a dinner last night with the ambassador of Korea, South Korea.
Having dinner is not concrete action.
No, I will tell you. The issue of youth is a primary responsibility of member states. And the United Nations is there to help them discharge this responsibility. And talking about the ambassador of Korea, I learned yesterday that there are 130,000 young Koreans studying in the US, and that the Korean government pay up to $7 billion for tuition and subsistence allowance for students. My own government is doing the same, not in that framework, in that, so to say, heights, in that numbers, but it is a commitment for all governments to develop programs for youth. And the international community is developing a cooperation, international cooperation, to help the developing countries which have not enough resources to develop programs for youth. Priority first is education. There is a crisis of youth, I would say, and this crisis is connected with the crisis of education and the crisis of employment. Those are the two major issues, and also the crisis of health, connected with HIV and other, so to say, diseases, infectious diseases, which is plaguing the international community, taking a heavy harvest on young generations. For education, there was an issue of adequacy between the education given to the young people and the needs of a market, of a labor market. And this has been addressed by many developing countries and also by developed countries to bring, to adapt the education which is provided to the needs of a market, of a labor market, which means to take into account the expertise needed by the companies, needed by the economy in general, needed by the state as such, to develop, to train the young people. You are talking about the UN. The UN is a highly specialized institution where you need experts at highest level. That's why you don't have such young people. Young people are in the system at the level of, so to say, administrative works. G, you find a lot of young people in G, but less in the P, so to say, category, which is the staff running the UN affairs as such. And it's a system where after some year you are promoted to a higher level. And I entered diplomatic service with 28. I entered diplomatic service when I was 28 after having done two master's degrees. There are programs in the UN which are there to promote internship, to get the young people have more knowledge about what the system is doing and what are the qualifications they need to have to be able to be recruited by the system. And more of that, I would say the responsibility is not at the UN level, it's rather at the state level. The UN is there to see what they can do to help the member states develop adequate strategies to develop programs to help them to promote youth. And youth is an issue at national level. It's the government's responsibility to invest in young people, to invest in their promotion. I always say a country has as much chance for its future as much it gives to its young people, as much opportunities for its own development as much it gives to its young people. So I think all the governments are convinced of that, but it's a matter of budgetary constraints, and we are here at this preparing this international conference, this United Nations conference, to draw again the attention of the member states on the issues concerning the youth and of the importance of involving more the young people in the search of solutions to the problems of humanity, to empower the young people. It's a matter of empowerment of the young people so that they can perform, they can so to say involve themselves positively in creating value, in managing the society in which they are, in contributing to